Split 4 has returned for the Clio Cup SoF, and welcome once again here from Okayama, week 8, and for the 5th time this season and the 5th time all time, we have a Split 4 race to present. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Since this is a split that is not a weekly thing, it has been a while since we covered the championship standings for Split 4, and if we take a look at this, a few of the drivers that are in the top 5, we have already seen them yesterday in Split 3. Marcin Rejewski is leading with 90 points, he was in Split 3. Richard Nichols is with 77 points, Aaron Williams 56, Paul Remnant 39, and Enes Elbes, who was also in Split 3, for example, with 31 points. So yeah, we are back with Split 4 and strength of field of 1205. And yeah, we never have been driven here in the past in the Split 4, so no historical winners. So let's jump right to the starting grid to see how qualifying went, and then we will be back for the start of the race. Das hat eh gepasst. Okay. We now know our starting grid. The lights are appearing, the lights are turning red, and this means we are racing. Split 4 has returned, Okayama, and everyone got off the grid. We have seen it in Split 1 that this is not that natural anymore. We have seen it also in Donington last week. Down to turn 1 for the first time, everyone survives, all 17 cars. Very nice, very nice. Oh, and we also already had some incidents. This was Jordan Cow, don't know what happened there, if there was contact or not. This was definitely contact. Günther Kraus, a new name, and he had a nasty little impact. Welcome to the race. Okay, we have two things to take a look at already. Good thing everyone is still driving, but Günther's car is damaged. That we have seen. For everything else, we have to take a look later. But yeah, I always say it with the lowest split, you have the least experienced drivers. Not necessarily the slowest drivers in the world, sometimes, but at least the least experienced ones. And so mistakes are bound to happen, and all these not so wonderful things. But it is what it is. Mistakes are part of life, as long as it stays at least fair and it's not intentional. This is a whole different level. But lap 1 has been finished, and James Pepper is leading in front of Shane Hanna and Adam Brockton. Richard Nichols and Sebastian Müller, the top 5. 4 out of the top 5 have a number at the end. Lovely. 2, 3, 3, 5. Only Adam Brockton is jumping out of this a little bit. But ooh, a bit going wide there by Richard Nichols. This gives Brockton an opportunity. Meanwhile, Müller has to defend against James Hallcrow. a driver we have seen in the past quite a few times. James Hallcrow, this is his third SoF race ever. Müller, he has been a mainstay this season. Sebastian Müller, it's his fourth race, so yeah, 50% of the time I would call that a mainstay. A regular. Welcome. Oh, I just noticed something looking at the minimap. Thomas Bruin, what happened to him? I have to take a look at this. I was not paying attention to him, sadly. And now I'm looking at the minimap and I was like, okay, why is he so far off? 23 seconds. Oh, Paul Remnant and Aaron Williams go at it a little bit. I mean, Paul lost one position additional to Aaron, but nothing too major, luckily. But contact is contact, so it's a bit more feisty than yesterday's race, which is to be expected. I say it every single time, it is to be expected with the lowest split. But it's okay. It is okay as long as it turns not ugly or intentional, a mixture of both. But yeah, I can't talk anymore. These races, they are sure something, let's call it that. James Pepper, Shane Hanna, they are close and fighting for the lead. James Pepper, highest rated driver, Shane Hanna, number 12. Then Richard Nichols, who would jump to the Split 4 championship lead. Here we have Günther Kraus and his damaged car. Yeah, it doesn't look so nicely. He is chasing Kyle Fitzgerald. Many new names, but this is to be expected at the lower classes. Paul Remnant, this is not the way to go, buddy. Losing additional ground, and he is now down in P11. Paul Remnant, he is in P4 of the Split 4 standings. Before the race, Hallcrow and Müller still fighting for P5. This time James Hallcrow gets past, locks the rear a little bit, but nothing too crazy. And now Shane Hanna, instead of attacking James Pepper, has to defend against Richard Nichols for P2, which is good for James Pepper to get a little bit of a lead. 0.9 seconds is not a lot, but it is better than nothing. He is at least not in direct danger of attacks. Nichols, Hanna, then 1.1 seconds to Adam Brockton, who is a little bit driving on his own. 1.1 seconds up front, 1.9 seconds down there. Now Nichols, better exit out of turn 2 and 3, down to turn 4, one of the two hairpins. He sets it and he gets it done. Good move by Richard Nichols. Shane Hanna dropping to P3 as a result. And here they come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars. And everyone is still driving. Everyone is still driving. Jordan Cow and Edilson Pache. Never seen him. Like I said, many new names. He is from Brazil, according to ClioSoF.com. Or at the very least, driving for Brazil. But Edilson, this sounds pretty Brazilian to me. Philippe Mercier and Eduardo Cavalcanti in a police livery. And Müller dropping down to P7. Aaron Williams now in 6. One of the drivers we have seen every single race this season. The Orpingtons are a mainstay this season, and I hope they stay. I hope they stay past this season. I like to see teams, and they are quite a big team. And we see them regularly in splits 3 and 4, sometimes even split 2. So this is good. Müller! Ooh, a little bit ambitious. And he is blinking a lot. He is blinking a lot. But just a little love tap, nothing too crazy. James Pepper, he is in the lead, but the lead has shrunk down. Richard Nichols with the fastest lap as well. 0.5 seconds. This could become an interesting three-way battle. Fitzgerald and Stephen Brown down here in P14. 986 versus 1338 in terms of iRating. Sebastian Müller. P7 would be a decent result. Good result for Aaron Williams if he stays like this. Number 15 car in P6. Same for Shane Hanna, number 12 in P3. Would be nice. But the race is still going. We still have 6.5 minutes. So a lot can happen. This is Steve Pepper, and yeah, they are driving the same livery for a reason. And yes, their last name is also the same for a reason. I think you can connect the dots. Glad to have him here though. And he is fighting for P7. Steve Pepper, that is. Meanwhile, James Pepper is defending his lead. Nichols is fast. Nichols is fast. And here we have Paul Remnant and Edilson Pasche. Paul Remnant, I remember his fight in a split 4 race for the lead in Oulton Park a few weeks back. If you want to know how that battle went, go check it out. The broadcast is on this channel in the playlist. Wink, wink. But things are heating up at the front. 0.2, another 0.2. They are close together. Quite a few battles. Jordan Cow and Steve Pepper now for P8. Cow gets past and is now the new P8. Nichols. He is chasing, but so far James Pepper is doing a great job in keeping him away. Breaks a little bit later. The cool camel versus the Orpington. A camel versus a chicken. Interesting battle, let's say it like this. Four and a half minutes. And Nichols, he is faster. He seems to be faster, but it doesn't help if you don't get past. Catching is easy, overtaking not so much. But he still has time. 3 laps around, roughly 3 laps. And we have seen many last lap overtakes this week. So maybe Richard Nichols can get into this as well. From one Pepper to the other, but he is the chaser, not the chasee. Steve Pepper chasing Jordan Cow. He wants his P8 back. Paul Remnant also wants to get part of the fun. And now look, Nichols, they are side by side. Pepper still a little bit in the lead, but Nichols has the inside for the hairpin. Locks a little bit up, but Steve Pepper goes wide. And this is the lead for Nichols, and Pepper drops down to P3 as a result. That was a big mistake to make. Müller a bit wide, but this is not the best overtaking spot, so he is safe. For now at least. Shows a bit of defending there. Jordan Cow. Different choice of line. This is to be expected. He wants to get past the German. Canada versus Germany. Jordan Cow, this is his 5th SoF race, by the way. God, I love ClioSoF.com to look at this stuff on the site. And remember, we have seen Jordan Cow on a podium this season. P3 in Split 3 in Virginia a few weeks back. Now he's side by side with Sebastian Müller. Maybe with a better exit. Ooh. This is good. This is good. Give us some good pictures here. Great. What a shame that we barely have 2 minutes left on the clock. Or even less. Now Shane Hanna trying to get into the action. We get another lead change. That was not the fastest line. This helps Richard Nichols. He's now 0.7 seconds away. Maybe this was the decider in this race. Maybe. But since it is a chicken, it is too early to count the eggs. If you know what I mean. Müller, Pepper, this is for P8. Sebastian Müller has dropped a few places in this race, and maybe he is about to lose another one. He is to the outside, he gives the space, and Steve Pepper is through. Final lap of the race is to begin for these drivers. And Pepper, Müller, Remnant, they are fighting for P8. And all in all, clean race. I mean, we have seen a few feisty things at the start, but nothing too crazy. Paul Remnant, it's the second time now we see him sliding. Adam Brockton, he is chasing James Pepper, but sadly his turn 4 was not the best, so the gap has increased, so James Pepper should be safe. Same thing for Richard Nichols, 0.6 seconds must be enough as long as he does not make a mistake. If he drives cleanly, he wins this race. It's as simple as that. Paul Remnant, 0.2 seconds too far away, except he does a dive bomb for the ages. He does not. Thank you. Well, the positions are probably settled, but you know, a little lock up, getting a little bit too ahead of yourself. Everything can happen in the Clio SoF, even though the leaders just have 2 corners left to drive. But yeah, what is your opinion? I think it is a good bottom split race. Very good indeed, and congratulations. Here he is. Richard Nichols wins it for the Orpingtons. Shane Hanna, James Pepper, Adam Brockton, James Hallcrow, and there is touching here. We have seen something similar in Split 1 at the very end. Müller. We have to take a look at this, what happened there. Maybe too aggressive from Paul Remnant, I don't know. We have to take a look, and we will take a look at the highlights at the end of this broadcast. Now we are waiting for 4 more cars. Carl Fitzgerald, Günther Kraus, Thomas Bruin and Stephen Brown. They're almost there. So let's wait just a few more seconds. Here we have Bruin. And Brown also crosses the finish line to finish his race. So congratulations to Nichols, Hanna and Pepper. Nicely done. And the second page from Müller, who had this incident at the very end, down to Stephen Brown. Alrighty, all in all, a good race, I would say. Even though we had this one incident here at the end, we will take a look at it. But now, let's jump to the standings to see how things have changed, shall we? One last look at the standings for this week, and as usual, we are looking for our split 4 participants. Are we finding anyone? It is, of course, a bit hard to get high up when you are in split 4, but maybe we find a few. There are a few Orpings. Richard Nichols, our race winner in 35. Congratulations. Yeah, it helps to be there each and every week. P30, his second best result this season. Nicely done. Aaron Williams, we have seen Paul Remnant as well. So a few drivers from Split 4 are in the top 50. Consistency is key, being there is key, all that wonderful stuff. And if we take a look, I have not updated this. No, I'm at the wrong. Would you look at this? We need to get here. Haha. I will not edit that out. Nope. And Richard Nichols, with his win, gets the lead from Marcin Rejewski simply because he has 5 races and Rejewski only 3. So he might have won all his 3 races, but Nichols is the split 4 leader. Aaron Williams, he has also driven all 5 split 4 races here, so he is with 72 points still in P3. Paul Remnant still in P4, 52 points, and Adam Brockton jumps into P5 now with 40 points. And now the usual question, how many drivers have we seen in split 4? 59 drivers we have seen. Nice little number. And yeah, that's it. Okayama is finally quote-unquote done. Was a long week, 4 good races. I think all 4 races were pretty good. And I'm looking forward to next week. And next week we are in, let me double check, Brands Hatch at the Grand Prix layout. Speaking of, we can take a look at this schedule together. Here, Clio SoF has it all. Brands Hatch, Ratskogan, Tsukuba, and Summit Point. These are the 4 races we are still witnessing in the near future. I hope you enjoyed the entire week. I did so, and I hope to see you again next week when we return to Brands Hatch and see how things will turn out. Until then, have a great time, and now watch a few highlights from this race. Goodbye.